Mr. Chen, what you doing?
"我要试着使用暗网。"
You know there's easier ways to use the dark web.
别担心，我爷爷是一个萨满。
Onions have layers. Ogres have layers.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Wolfur Programming. So you don't actually have to be a Manchurian shaman to browse the dark web and use a Tor browser. In fact, going to the dark web is easier now than it's ever been before. But first, what is Tor? For those that don't know, Tor is an overlay network. It's basically a computer network that runs on top of another computer network. It's built with layers, like an onion. Tor has been used to share memes, it's been used to tell jokes, leak government documents, but it's also been used for legal things like selling drugs, or worse. When combined with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, or better yet, Monero, it can be a great place to do things and not be seen doing it. There are both good and bad reasons for privacy. And let me give you a quick example. You don't want someone looking in your home. If you're a good guy, you don't want somebody looking in your home. And if you're a bad guy, you also don't want someone looking into your home. So everybody wants privacy at some level. Tor helps you have privacy with your web activity. The way Tor works at a very basic level is you've got your home, and then you connect to a Tor node that then forwards you to a Tor node, that then forwards you to yet another Tor node, and finally it connects to an onion address. And you can think of onion addresses like web addresses for the dark web. So these can only be accessed from within the Tor network. Anybody can host their own onion address. And to do that, you just need to run an instance of Tor yourself and a web server, like an Apache web server or Nginx, or even a Java, Golang, or other web server. If you do want to host your own onion page, it's best to not have it rely on JavaScript, because a lot of people that browse Tor have JavaScript disabled. So what are the ways that you can actually browse the dark web? What tools do you need? Well, most people recommend the Tor browser. And you can get the Tor browser from the Tor website. And it's just a zip file that you can click after unzipping it. And it's got a little onion icon, which I think is pretty cute. Another way to access Tor is just with Brave browser. And to be honest, it's my favorite way to access Tor. I read online that some people are worried about DNS leaks and that they've been found in Brave, but DNS leaks are also possible with the Tor browser. I guess there's just more eyes focusing on privacy with the Tor browser. But in my opinion, Brave is a great browser, for blocking ads and also for using Tor. So if you just want to take a look around Tor and the dark web and a few onion websites, I probably suggest just using Brave browser to kind of get a feel for it. If you really need the extra for sure privacy, then go ahead and download the Tor browser. And along those lines, Tor is not a perfect solution for privacy, because even with the very successful Tor model of having 3 different nodes push your traffic through, it's possible that some of those nodes are being controlled by some nefarious party. usually a three letter agency. I'm sure you're not doing anything that they're worried about, but if you are, they are out there. And that also means that the more nodes that are hosted, the more private and more safe the Tor network is. So if you have fast internet at home, maybe gigabit fiber internet, then it would be good for you to go ahead and host a Tor node and be a good internet citizen. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the dark web is something interesting? Do you think Tor is something that you use on a daily basis? One of my favorite things about Tor is just that anyone can host a Tor site with an Onion address. And it's all through this volunteer network. So you don't really need to buy a domain from a registrar. You just get this Onion address that you can share with people. And so you can host anything, whether that's a recipe or notes or just your daily blog. A lot of people like to use it that way. In fact, I think most people that use Tor are actually good people. They're not some cyber hacking elite criminals from from Iran or whatever. It's just normal people that would like to people not know where they are, where they're coming from. And if you host a website on the Tor network through an Onion address, generally people don't know your IP address. Obviously, if the CIA or the FBI really need to find you, like in the case of the Silk Road, they're probably going to find you eventually. But, for normal users, if you just want to keep your IP address a little bit hidden, then this is a good place to host a website. Because if you host your website from your house, then everyone who visits it knows your house's IP address. And let's say you're using an open source social network like the Fediverse, or my favorite, the Nostr network, then whenever you post onto Nostr or the Fediverse, whoever's hosting either the Nostr relay or the Fediverse server, they see the IP address that you're coming from. And that kind of breaks your anonymity, right? Because the host of the relay or the host of the Fediverse server, they see your IP address and they know exactly where you're coming from. So even if you change usernames or private keys in the case of Nostr, let me know down in the comments if you guys are more interested in Nostr and how that technology works, and we can make a video about it. But they'll have your IP address, they'll know who you are. If you try to switch usernames, then they'll know who you are. And I think it's just good altogether to keep your IP address private when possible. There's other ways around it, like you could host a little virtual machine in the cloud somewhere and then have everything forwarded through that. But then obviously the hosting company knows who you are and your credit card information, so they really know more about who you are. Sometimes you can call your ISP and get them to change your IP address. Not if you're on AT&T, but that's a different conversation. But generally, if you're hosting something, then that hosting company knows everything about you. So yeah, this is how to use Tor. Download the Tor browser. It's great. Download Brave. It's awesome. Browse the internet through the dark web. Check out some Onion sites. We could click through an Onion wiki. There might be some illegal stuff on there, so I don't want to put that on YouTube. But do you guys think the dark web is interesting? Do you think Tor is interesting? Let me know down in the comments below, and have a great day.